Hey, this is Matthew with Swordslinger Custom Holsters doing another radio review. I am reviewing the TalkPod A36 Plus 8-watt radio. You remember from some of my videos last year, I did a review on the A36 Plus 5-watt radio, which I have right here. And I really like that radio, and they reached out and asked me if I would do another review for their 8-watt model. And I've done a few videos since I've got it, doing some range tests and things like that. I've been playing with it for about a month now, and I'm really pleased with it. It's a nice radio, not much different than the original, but it does have a few extra features. The battery here is a 32 amp hour battery compared to the 1500 amp hour battery that the original came. So the radio does seem bigger, but it's actually just the battery, which I'm fine with that. It's a little heavier and bulkier because of the battery, but 32 amp hours, 3200 amp hours compared to the 1500 amp hours is much, much better. So I really like it because of that. They did fix the spurious emission issue, from what I understand, with this model. Other people have tested it, and apparently it's much, much better. They took that advice and they made improvements. The software on it seems to be pretty much about the same. They didn't really make any big improvements on that. And it does have not a bigger screen, but they did change the font a little bit where you can see it a little bit better. I think the numbers and letters here on the keypad, they made that bolder, easier to read. And the rubber duck antenna, the stock antenna that it comes with, I am really pleased with. I made a contact with my wife using just the stock antenna on this one at like 6.5 miles away, which is really good for just a stock antenna out of the box. And I kind of compared this radio to my GM15 Pro, and they compared very close. It's kind of weird. On some of the range tests I did, my wife could hear me better on this one or on the GM15 Pro, but I could hear her better on this one. So, and it wasn't much. I mean, we're talking about just frog hairs here. They both worked really good. You can go back and watch those videos of those range tests, but really close, and they're not 100% comparable. I mean, the Baofeng GM15 Pro is just a GMRS radio. This is ham and GMRS, and it also, you can listen to airband on it as well. The Baofeng GM15 Pro is only GMRS, so it has that going for it. But for the price, for the money, it is a really good radio. I'm not saying that because TalkPod sent it to me. I did an honest review on it. I played with it for about a month, and it's a solid radio. I mean, the range on it's good. I mean, to talk 6 miles, of course, that's variable depending on your terrain. To talk around 6-7 miles with a handheld to handheld is really impressive. I don't care what radio you have. And that just depends on the terrain, really. This one is the one I reviewed last year. It is much lighter than this one because of the battery, but like I said, that's worth it. I mean, I would much rather have a longer battery life and have it be a little heavier. So anyway, I'm very pleased with it. There's not much more to report on it other than those things there. Now, this one, the big thing with this is it's supposed to be about 8 watts and versus the 5 watts. I don't have a meter to test it to tell you for sure. I do know that I compared it to the GM15 Pro, which my model is supposed to be a 5 watt, and I could hit repeaters with the GM15 Pro that I could not hit with this one. Now, I don't know why. I have no idea. I tried different antennas, but sometimes this one just it couldn't hit the repeater as good as the GM15 Pro. But at the same time, I can make a contact on this at like 6.5 miles, which is really good. So it's still a good radio, very good. I'm pleased with it, and I would definitely recommend anyone getting it. So if you want one of these, it's a TalkPod A36 Plus 8-watt radio from TalkPod. Reach out to them. Go to Amazon. Go pick you up one and play around with it. I definitely would recommend getting one. I know I've enjoyed it. The only thing I don't like about this radio, and I think I made this comment on the other one, is the push to talk button here is so light. I mean, it is so light compared to other models. If TalkPod were to make another model, I would definitely recommend just making this a little harder to push, or maybe build up a lip around it. That way, it's easier, not as easy to hit. As for the speaker, another thing I forgot to mention, the speaker is excellent. You can hear it a long way. It's very clear, and just can't say enough good things about it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely recommend this, and thanks for watching.